Well, this is sure a special treat for me. In all my years in broadcasting, I've always looked forward to and dreamed of interviewing the one, the only, the Cool Ghoul. Cool Ghoul, how in the heck are you? How have you been? What have you been doing?
Thank you very much, the great Dick Von Hoene. I can't believe I'm actually sitting here watching the host of the famous Northern Kentucky magazine show. Happy Halloween, everybody, and to you, Richard, as well. Happy Halloween 1994. I love Halloween.
You know, I don't have to tell you, Halloween is so popular, especially here in the United States of America, but around the world, I understand, too. How did Halloween get started anyway, Ghoul?
So glad you asked me that. It is time for the record to be cleared up. Now, Richard, a lot of people think that Halloween is an American tradition, or maybe even a British tradition, or an Appalachian tradition. Not so! The Ghoul is here to set the record straight once and for all. Halloween evolved in Transylvania by the Baron von Frankfurter. Now, everybody's heard of Baron von Frankenstein. You see, he invented the Frankenstein monster, which was a nice touch, those electrodes on the ears or the neck. But it was Baron von Frankfurter himself in the 17th century. He was a sausage maker by tradition and by talent. And he invented a wurst, which eventually became known as the hot dog or the wiener over here. But his favorite fruit out of his vast farmland were pumpkins. Well, the hot dog bun, you see, had not been invented in the 17th century. So if you wanted to slop something on it, they didn't have mustard either, or ketchup, or relish for that matter. But pumpkin was very tasty, and it was very messy, though. So the Baron took one of his sausages, one of his wieners, one of his weenies, and he took a skewer. He borrowed this, of course, from the local hospital in Transylvania. They used this for acupuncture on the wolf band. Came in very handy. The Baron took, bright thinking all the time, he took the wiener, he took the skewer, and sort of hollowed out the center, working it thusly, back and forth, opening the hole in the weenie, the hollow section, into which then he could take his cooked pumpkin and insert it this way, and tap the bottom this way, and then you could eat it, pardon me, you could eat the hot dog, or you could let it sliver out, and so it caught on, not the pumpkin so much, but the hollow weenie became a tradition in Transylvania, and of course it was stolen by the rest of the world.
Now, you know, there have been a lot of movies, a lot of literature, television about monsters and vampires and all the rest of it. What do we need to know about vampires, really?
Well, you see, there are many misconceptions about vampires. Vampires are more afraid of humans than humans are of them, you see. In other words, when you are out and you see a reptile slithering along, whether in the woods or wherever you're at, Dick, most people tend to go, the snake is going to harm me. Not so. The snake is thinking, how can I get out of here? This thing is huge. It is the same thing with vampires. All we ask, pardon me, is just a little bit of cooperation. Turn the right neck the right way, and we'll be happy.
Now, when you used to be on Screaming, and I was like a bunch of people, I watched it every Saturday night, and I enjoyed it from time to time when you do poems and so forth. You seem to have a real liking for poems. Got any favorites you could share with us on Northern Kentucky Magazine?
Well, you know, these are difficult times. Everyone needs to have a little bit of release. In the Wolfman's case, it's acupuncture. Yes, I find that poetry is like music and drama and other things. It can soothe the savage beast, if you will. My favorite, of course, are you into limericks? You are into limericks. Very good. My favorite limerick runs thusly. In Egypt there once lived a teaser, and all of the boys wished to squeeze her. Then after a while she went down to the Nile, and you should have seen Julius Caesar. The other one, of course, is very painful, Dick, but I'll recite it anyway. The boy stood on the burning deck. His feet were sore with blisters. A spark jumped up and caught his pants. Now he wears his sisters.
Now, listen, I know a lot of people over the years have done impersonations or impressions of you, Cool Ghoul. I got a pretty good one myself, something like that. Do you impersonate any TV people? Do you do impressions?
Of whom? Oh, let's see. Impressions, I could probably do Arthur Godfrey. since he left us about 10 years ago. No, Arthur Godfrey used to sing, "Oh, what a time I had with Minnie the mermaid down at the bottom of the sea. I forgot me troubles there among the bubbles," and on and on. It went like that. But Godfrey's about my best shot, yeah.
You know, Cool Ghoul, I've always wondered, why in the world is it that perfectly normal people, men and women and boys and girls, act so strange on Halloween? Well, why do you think people like Halloween so much?
People like Halloween because it is a chance to be someone else. You see, that is why it is my favorite time of the year too, Dick. Because, you see, most of the time if I would walk around like this, people would go, "There's the ghoul," or "Doesn't he look strange?" But Halloween, that whole weekend, there's all kinds of nuts and fruitcakes out there, walking around like big bananas, walking around like headless horsemen. Some of them used to walk around looking like the Cool Ghoul, in fact. And I love it because I can go anywhere over that weekend, and I just blend right in with the other screwballs and nuts.
Well, I can't thank you enough. This has been a real treat for me, and I hope our regulars on Northern Kentucky Magazine enjoyed the time we've spent together. Cool Ghoul, this is the big night, if you will, Halloween itself. Any final thoughts for our viewers?
The Halloween wish, Richard, this year is the one I wish, but first, before I do that, one final thought. Many, many communities may have already done their trick-or-treating, but many will do it tonight. So listen to me, little ones especially, and grown-up little ones, because I believe that inside of every grown-up, there's a small child screaming to get out, but it's been repressed and kept inside. Little ones especially, if you go out tonight, please only go to places where you know the people who live there, and please do not, never eat anything that is given to you or put into your bag until you get it home or until somebody, some grown-up who is close to you and you love, can check out your candy and stuff. Will you promise the ghoul that? Don't eat nothing till somebody grown-up checks it out for you. And then you can enjoy the wish that I offer every year. May you all keep peace and love in your hearts and be nice to each other. Happy Halloween, Dick. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Thank you for that wonderful greeting, Cool Ghoul, and happy Halloween to you too as well. Thanks for being on the show. We'll be back.